We have started with the cell wall in plants, and we're going to go ahead with understanding something called as the secondary cell wall in details now, and some points about the primary cell wall as well, right? So this is going to be, like from cell wall, then to cell membrane, and all the organelles that we have just, briefly talked about in the previous class. We're going to go ahead with the details of all of it, right? So, Protesta, does it have a cell wall? Very good question, Vaishnavi, in fact. But my dear, see, Protesta was grouped from what? It is a mixture of what all things, my dear? It's a mixture of some organisms from plants, some organisms from animals, right? Those who were, eukaryotic but unicellular, they had pulled them from the plant kingdom into this Protesta. Similarly, those which were eukaryotic and unicellular in animal kingdom, they pulled them also over here. Similarly, they have even pulled fungi like protists. So like the ones which resemble the fungi, they have taken unicellular from there as well. Okay. So it's going to be a mixture. It's a khichdi. It's a khichdi of whom? Plant-like protists, animal-like protists, and fungi-like protists. Okay. Now, those which are going to be having, like those who are going to be brought from the plant-like protists will have a cell wall. The one which are picked up from the animal-like protists, there is no question of cell wall, right? The one which are picked up from the fungi-like protists will have a cell wall of the fungi. Understand, my dear? So, presence or absence of cell wall cannot be demarked in Protista because it's going to be a khichdi of unicellular, eukaryotic from plants also and animals also, right? Got it? So even in your NCERT textbooks, they have given not, some have, some may have, some may not have, is what the textbooks say. Got it now? Yes, fine. So others, beta, others, anyone having any? Huh? What is the plasmid? Yeah. What is gram negative, gram positive? Don't worry about the plasmid and gram negative and gram positive. Beta. As I said, this particular detailing will be done in the chapter of biological classification. But still, I'll tell you what is a plasmid. Plasmid is going to be extra chromosomal, double stranded, circular piece of DNA present only in prokaryotes. Now, I used three prefixes. What were the three prefixes? Extra chromosomal means the bacterial cell has its own chromosome. Apart from that, chromosome means it's going to be a circular DNA will be present as we saw just now, right? So that DNA, along with that DNA, there is going to be another extra copy of small piece of DNA. So we say extra chromosomal. Normal DNA will be your chromosomal DNA. It's going to be extra chromosomal, double stranded. So that that DNA molecule, which is an extra DNA, is going to be double stranded. Okay, it's going to be made of two strands, double stranded. Then circular. It's going to be circular piece of DNA present only in prokaryotes. Did you understand what is it? So one DNA का copy है ही उसके पास. उसके अलावा is going to have a smaller piece of DNA in the cytoplasm of the bacterial cell. Okay. Now these plasmids are of three types. What are those types of them? What is the function of each plasmid? Is something that we have to do in detail in biological classification chapter. There you will come to know that what are the role or what is the exact role of. And as far as gram positive, what beta? What you want me to spell? Plasmid, Plasmid, plasmid. Well, and you had asked me about gram positive bacteria and gram negative bacteria. My dear, gram positive and gram negative are based on a staining technique which was developed by Christian Gram. There was a scientist called as Christian Gram who had devised this particular staining. When we will get the PPT for, you will get it, you will get it, you will get it. Okay. So I guess the living world has already been given to you all, right? The living world is already shared with you all. Yes. Yeah. So this gram staining is a staining technique wherein there is something different between two groups of bacteria. And to find out what is that difference between the two, the staining method has been put forward or has been used by or has been propounded by Graham, that is Christian Graham. So even today, you take up any stream of biology in your future, even if you go in for medicine ना, आप एक दिन में है ना कम से कम 6 से 10 ग्राम स्टेनिंग के स्लाइड्स बनाओगे. अब कैसे बनाओगे वो मैं सिखाऊंगी. I'll teach you all how to do that. What is the process? So I'll explain the aim, objective, procedure, conclusion, and inference about gram staining in the chapter called as biological classification. Okay, got it, my dear? Well, so in short, I told you. In short, I told you. Right? I'll definitely teach you in detail about all these things. Sure. Okay, na? Yes, my dear. Welcome, welcome, my dear. So, yeah. Anyone having any difficulties? Anyone having any doubts, or shall we move ahead? We'll go ahead. You haven't got the Living World ka PPT. 1 minute, huh? Shwet. Okay, do one thing, my dears, do one thing. Hemangi ma'am, are you there with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, those who have not received the Living World PPT, kindly raise your hand. So Hemangi ma'am will note down your names and she'll just ensure that you have got it. Okay, you can raise your hands. All those who have not received, na, Hemangi ma'am, please note down the names and just
Yes, ma'am.
cross check, ma'am, please.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah. I guess others have got, na? Okay, fine. Well, so ma'am has noted down, my dear. So she will
Done, ma'am.
definitely.
I'll send it right now.
Okay, okay. Yeah, just cross check, Hemangi ma'am, with the details and then you can send it accordingly.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Okay, so you will get it better. Okay, you will get it. She has noted down, so she'll definitely send it to you all. Well, so yeah, in the last class, I guess we were over here. Most welcome, my dear. Yeah, formation. I had told you about the formation in the last class, right? That is, I'll just go quickly with the. So we had started with the cell wall, na? And we had seen that. Do you remember what is what? This part. This. How many cellulose glucose molecules make up one cellulose and all those things? Do you recollect them? Do you recollect them? Okay, I'll do one thing. Okay. I'll. Who would like to tell me that answer? How many uh, glucose molecules make up a cellulose and all those things? Who would like to tell me? Let me see. Okay. I'll give you all like एक किसी एक को अभी आज के लिए मैं किसी एक को चांस दे देती हूँ फिर ऐसे तो अपने एपिसोड्स आते ही रहेंगे है ना सो कैन आई गिव अ चांस टू स्नेहा सो आई अलाउ यू टू टॉक बेटा हाँ स्नेहा यू कैन स्नेहा दानोलीकर ओके I'll unmute you I'll allow you to talk you can unmute yourself and you can tell me the answer okay yes yeah beta go ahead you have to unmute yourself Sneha unmute yourself oh your mic isn't working okay fine then who was the next one who had placed say like हाँ किसने ऊपर किया था someone had done this okay so हम चलो I'll allow you to unmute yes come on no problem Sneha no problem yeah so Soham you can say yeah go ahead beta. Yeah
Okay.
you're audible my dear you're audible go ahead
3,000 chains of glucose molecule make one cellulose glucose molecule. The cellulose. Okay. Then 100 chains of those cellulose molecule make one miscyl
Very good.
MICELLE molecule, and
Correct.
then 20 to 25 elementary fibril, which is also another name of miscyl.
Correct.
Elementary fibril or miscyl 20 to 25 form one microfibril,
Very
and
good.
around 250 microfibril form one fibril, and
Very
several
good.
fibrils make up our cell wall.
Excellent. Very good. Excellent, my dear. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Okay.
Very nicely said. Congrats. Good, good, good. Nice, nice. Okay. Yeah. Now you can unmute yourself, my dear. Good, good. Okay. Yeah. So this is the way, like I'll be interacting with you all. Tension मत लेना भाई, जो आता है बोलने का, है ना? Okay, fine. So, so I'm very nicely said, my dear, है ना? So now we can go ahead with ये ना बीच बीच में वो pop in होता है ना window, that is so very bad. Okay, fine. Now we have seen about the formation. I told you that in formation there is something called that is anaphase and telophase, and I explained you that how this vesicles will come and sit in the equatorial plane, and how there will be the formation of a cell plate, then that middle lamella formation, everything, like we had done this in detail. I had also told you I had drawn those diagrams for apposition, right? I had made those diagrams with the colorful squares that told you all about deposition and apposition. So I hope there is no confusion between deposition and apposition. All of you are okay with the word apposition? Yes? Very good. So shall we go with the next one? Right? Yeah. See. Now we will see composition of the primary wall. So what all things are going to be actually present in the primary wall? So protoplasm deposits some substances on the middle lamella, due to which a soft, delicate, elastic primary wall is formed, which will be a universal layer. So we see that day that as the middle layer, the middle lamella was going to be built, there were two cells, एक ऊपर वाला, एक नीचे वाला, है ना? So this नीचे वाला cell did not have a wall over here, and this ऊपर वाला cell did not have a wall over here, correct? And then I had made those fine lines almost touching the middle lamella to complete the squares, one above, one below, right now. So that one layer which is going to be formed is going to be this primary wall, correct? Got it? Now see, what are the substances that would be found in them? So it will be having pectic substances like arabinose, galactose, and galactouronic acid. These all are sugar के forms है बेटा. ये सारे sugar के forms ही है जो धीरे धीरे फिर बराबर like orient होने के बाद है ना, they'll form that wall, right? No need of remembering the names. If you can just remember pectin, that is more than enough. But some of you all were asking me that day that what exactly is pectin. So pectin is made up of these different sugars in different concentrations, right? The second thing that it will be, of course, your cellulose, which we saw just now. Soham has very beautifully given us the entire recap of whatever we have done, right? Third is hemicellulose. What do you mean by hemi? Hemi means partial. Okay, partial cellulose. So these are not completely converted, or rather they are degraded partially, I would say, to form hemicelluloses. What is hemicellulose going to be? See, even these are your sugars: mannose, xylose, gluconic acid. These are also going to be your sugars only. So generally this is going to be 50% of your hemicellulose, 50% of your cellulose, and in between there will be pectic substances. So pectic substances are actually, or the pectin is actually going to act like a cementing material to hold these things together. Okay, got it? Yeah. And last point, they are saying that parenchymatous cells and meristematic cells will never ever have secondary cell wall. They are only and only going to be made up of primary wall. Okay. So what do you mean by parenchyma? You have heard about this word? Parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, है ना? सुना है तो ठीक है, नहीं सुना है तो मैं हूँ, है ना? अपने को है और एक चैप्टर है जिसमें ये वापस रिपीट होने ही वाला है. Yeah, these are the three plant layers, of course. So parenchyma is a living tissue. Living tissue is going to be your parenchyma. So it's going to be living because it's going to have the primary wall only. It is not going to have the secondary wall. इवन योर मेरिस्टेमेटिक सेल्स और मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यू, मेरिस्टेम का मतलब होता है दोज विच आर केपेबल ऑफ डिवाइडिंग. So those cells which are capable of dividing na, they are always going to be having only primary cell wall. It won't never have the secondary cell wall. ठीक है? So this is the composition of the primary cell wall. So in short, what we should know: pectin, cellulose, and hemicellulose together makes up the primary cell wall. Okay, na beta? And parenchyma cells and your meristematic cells, only primary wall present, secondary wall are absent. Not necessary, my dear, only root cells. Huh? Meristematic cells could be present in any of the apices, tips. Shoot tip में भी हो सकता है या root tip में भी हो सकता है, कहीं पर भी हो सकता है. Okay. Yeah. Now let us see the composition of the secondary cell wall. Right. After the complete development of the primary wall, deposition starts, due to which secondary wall would be formed. Generally, lignin and suberin are deposited. So as I said, lignin is one of the complex chemical that is produced by the plants, which is going to give mechanical support, and it is also going to give rigidity. Okay? And suberin is a waxy coating. It's made up of waxes, oils, fats. तो ये जो सुबेरिन होता है ना, ये और लिग्निन, इनका डिपोजिशन जब स्टार्ट होता है तो दैट पर्टिकुलर वॉल विल बिकम impervious to water. It won't allow any water to enter inside. Okay. Yes, Dhruv Modi, you are right, beta. Yes, even sclerenchyma cells do have lignin. Yes, you are right. Okay. So these lignin depositions are basically for strength and rigidity, right? Mechanical strength and rigidity. Now, this wall is also going to be made up of what all things? See, it is also going to have cellulose. It's going to have hemicellulose. But instead of pectin, now it will be having what? Lignin. And this layer will be present inside the primary wall. Correct? Yes. Dead cells. Yes. Dead cells. Correct. You're right, my dear. This wall is non-elastic and it is thick. So it cannot have any expansion. That is the reason it is rigid. It is going to give support, right? See, for example, if you are standing on a stool, है ना, और अगर वो stool rigid है, तो tension नहीं है ना? लेकिन आप पता नहीं आपने ये देखा है नहीं देखा है? There are some plastic के chairs. There are some plastic के chairs, वो बैठती है ना, ऐसे 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 पैरों से ऐसे आड़े तेरे हो जाते हैं. Yeah, actually they show this wobbling effect. अरे इतना डर लगता है ना उसके ऊपर बैठने के लिए. You feel as if you're going to fall down, especially for these common ceremonies, functions रहते हैं ना, तो उसमें ऐसे कुर्सियों में बैठने के लिए बहुत डर लगता है. Yeah, seriously. So अगर वो rigid नहीं है, तो there is a chance of what? Falling down ना. I mean, elastic होते हैं ना वो, तो डर लगता है उसके ऊपर खड़ा होने के लिए. But if it's going to be a wooden stool, a wooden chair, it's strong. So what is that wood? That wood is going to be strong because of the deposition of lignin in it. So lignin imparts mechanical support. Yes, my dear Shwet, you are right. Yes, it's a support. Perfect. Correct? Got it? Now, here you can see it is formed of 3 layers in most of the cells. Last lecture I told you what is the secondary wall 1, secondary wall 2, secondary wall 3. So S1, S2, S3. You remember that? So here I'll show the cross section. Yeah, even suberin serves same purpose. No, suberin is going to be a fat or an oily or a waxy layer which wants the water to be prevented from entering inside. There is a reason for it. So it's got cutin, suberin. These are going to have some different functions. Anatomy of flowering plants, उसमें ही आएगा. Okay, it just, as of now, just remember that it does not want the water to leave or come in. Okay, that is the main function. Okay. Lignin holds both the celluloses. Yes. It is going to, actually glue them. It's a thick glue. Fevicol का मजबूत जोड़ कभी टूटता नहीं है ना? ये देखो बेटा. So here you can see in this, when we zoom that particular layer now, how does it look? This is going to be the middle lamella. So this is the first upper wala cell that I had drawn that day. Then this is going to be the primary cell wall. Apposition of S1, that is secondary wall 1. Apposition of secondary wall 2, which is inside the S1. And apposition of secondary wall 3, which is inside the S2. Understood? So एक के अंदर एक fit होते जाते हैं. Okay? हाँ. Suberin is going to be present in some spaces, not uniform areas, in some areas. Okay, not throughout. Okay. For protection layer, no. This is the middle lamella. Primary cell wall by default it has to be there. S1, S2, S3. हाँ, here as of now they are showing it 4, but not necessarily always 4. कभी कभी सिर्फ S1 होता है, कभी S1, S2 होते हैं. So it depends on the life of the plant that how much it wants to have the material apposited. Okay? So here you can see cellulose, pectin, hemicellulose, which is a part of your primary wall, and cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin, which is a part of your S1, S2, S3. Okay. Someone had asked me, beta, about S1, S2, S3. You got your doubt cleared? What is S1, S2, S3? समझ में आया? I hope. Secondary wall 1, secondary wall 2, secondary wall 3. Right? Okay. They are not temporarily, they are permanent. They are permanent. Once they are made, they are made. Okay? So you understood the composition of primary wall and the composition of secondary wall. So difference समझ में आ गया ना बेटा दोनों में? Yes, good. Then, yeah. Now this is the actual structure which can be seen under the electron microscope. In the first lecture only I had talked about a microscope. है ना? So this is going to be the structure of the electron microscope. You want me to explain the middle lamella? I would. Definitely I would. Okay, don't worry. I would definitely do it. See, I'll just first go ahead with this. In this one, you will come to know about the middle lamella. The cell wall is differentiated into 3 layers: middle lamella, primary cell wall, and secondary cell wall. Now that secondary cell wall could be 1 layered thick, 2 layered thick, or 3 layered thick. That's a different story. But broad classification mein, what is the cell wall made up of? 3 layers: middle lamella, primary cell wall, secondary cell wall. Okay. Now see what is middle lamella. Middle lamella binds the 2 adjacent cells firmly. Now, if you have got tiles in your house, है आपके घर पे टाइल लगाए हैं? हाँ भाई, सबके घर पे टाइल्स होते ही है ना? अब 2 टाइल्स के बीच में आपको एक सीमेंटिंग वाला गैप दिख रहा है? Can you see 2 टाइल्स हैं आपके फ्लोर पे? And look at it, in between there is going to be एक पतला सा एक लाइन होती है. All of you all? हाँ, ये जो लाइन होती है ना बेटा, वो उसको ना फिलअप करना पड़ता है. किससे फिलअप करते हैं हम लोग उसको? What do we use to fill them up so that the 2 tiles will stick together? Very good. Yes. We use we generally use cement or gypsum or something like that way, which will, seal the gap between the 2 walls. Agreed? In the same way, the plant cells is going to be a multicellular structure. All these cells of the plant should remain in contact with each other, right? They should have a common adhering or cementing material. This cementing material is going to be called as your middle lamella. Got it? What is middle lamella? Right? So the space between the 2 adjacent cells will be filled up by a cementing material, which is middle lamella. But this cementing material will be made up of magnesium pectate and calcium pectate. Look at this. This middle lamella is an amorphous layer composed of calcium pectate and magnesium pectate. Is it fine? Yes, it is going to bind them together. समझ में आ गया? What is it? Sure? Yes. Now see, in softer tissues of the plant like pith and cambium, etc. What is pith? Pith is the core of the plant. Core, center. Okay, that is called as the pith. And cambium is going to be a tissue which helps in branching. You have seen mango ka tree which is branching out. So those branches that come out is because of the activity of cambium tissue. Okay, so cambium ka layer hai, या पित्त है, ये सॉफ्ट एरियाज होते हैं. ओके, व्हाट हैपेंस देयर? They remain unlignified, while in body tissues it is highly lignified. Okay, so these softer areas, softer tissues में lignin कम होता है, and the older ones and the woody ones will be having a lot of lignin. अरे why that? Forget about that. Pith is the center, beta. It is the core. Core of the plant is called as pith. No, no, no. It is not given in the picture. It will be given in the TS. See here, you can see the pith. You can see this blue part. Now see this blue part? Yeah, that is the center. That is going to be the pith. Okay. Now see, my dear, what happens is you have eaten when you eat bhindi. Yeah, when you eat cluster beans. Cluster beans is gawar. You have eaten that cluster beans और भिंडी खाते हो. तो कभी कभी क्या होता है ना, वो खाते खाते है ना, वो मुंह में है ना ऐसे फाइबर्स निकल आते हैं. कभी कभी ऐसे फाइबर्स निकल आते हैं, देखा है आपने? वो जो स्पेशली क्लस्टर बीन्स में ये होता ही है. तो वो जो फाइबर्स है ना बेटा, वो फाइबर्स क्यों बने, यू नो, बिकॉज मे बी दैट भिंडी और दैट गवार, यू नो, was over ripened, so it started depositing the lignin in that, and because of that ना those fiber वाला thing चीविंग में आ जाता है कभी कभी, राइट? इवन वो फ्रेंच बीन्स में भी कभी कभी ऐसे हो जाते हैं, फरसी या फरसबी एज वी कॉल इट. हिंदी वी कॉल इट फरसी एंड मराठी वी कॉल इट फरसबी. लोकल लैंग्वेज वी कॉल इट फ्रेंच बीन्स, right? So these vegetables, sometimes you get that chivi wala feeling, na? It is because of the deposition of this lignin. So generally in older matured parts, this lignin deposition would take place. But in the growing areas or softer parts, lignin deposition is not going to be there. Okay? See, in many fleshy fruits during ripening, the pectin is dissolved by the proteolytic enzymes. Proteolytic means protein degrading enzymes. Okay? Protein degrading enzymes. And the cells are therefore loosened and the fruit becomes soft. So that day I told you na, the mangoes ऐसे पचक जाते हैं कभी कभी. It is because of this. So if there is bananas also, you have seen overripe bananas with the black skin on them, then they become very slimy because this pectin layer is going to go off. So now look at this diagram very carefully, beta. You will come to know what I'm trying to tell you all. See, this is the one which is the middle lamella, this blue translucent type of a thing, right? That ice block के जैसा जो दिख रहा है ना ये, this is going to be the middle lamella. तो इसके ऊपर, इसके बाजू में ये साइड, इसके बाजू में ये साइड, इसके बाजू में ये साइड, और भी बहुत सारे cells है. So this is going to be the middle lamella, which is the cementing material, right? Look at this. This is the primary cell wall. Under this, you can see these pectin के chains, purple color के chains दिखाई दे रहे हैं. These are the pectin के chains. And this is your cross-linking glycan, these yellow ones. Look at these yellow ones. Cross-linking glycans. Glycans are sugars. So what do? They are going to cross-link, or they are going to help in attachment of whom? Of the cellulose microfibril. So you know what is a microfibril now, right? And you can see this individual ones, छोटे 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 गोले कितने सारे हैं. The middle lamella is surrounded, not exactly surrounded. It is going to be between the two adjacent plant cells, na? Between the two. This is a three-dimensional structure. If you close it, then this will be one cell. इसके ऊपर दूसरा सेल, उसके बाजू में और एक सेल, उसके ये बाजू में और एक सेल, उसके नीचे और एक सेल, like that. So this is going to be present like a tile. Cross linkage is, you can see one of the microfibrils is going like this way and other is coming like this way. So they have to be linked together. They have to be cross-linked together so that entire entity remains strong enough. So that is done by your glycans or your sugars, you can say, or even your hemicellulose. Okay, hemicellulose, you can say that. Fine. Okay. Well, function of pectin. See, this is your pectin. What do you think would be the function of pectin? To tie the microfibrils together. It is just like a rope which is going to go round and round on the microfibrils, holding the microfibrils together. Okay. So these all entire things would be the structure of your cell wall. Got it? Any doubts, beta? Anything not followed in this particular diagram? Yes, Shwet, you're right. You're right. You can see this layer, green and yellow. We are yet to talk about this. We are yet to talk about this. Glycan also holds them. Pectin also holds them. See, I'll tell you very simple. Okay, I'll give you a very simple, easy wala formula. Okay, easy wala formula बताती हूँ. सुनो इसको. If I give you straws, नारियल पानी पीने का straw. Okay, I give you 10 straws. Okay, then I tell you, make a mat of this 10 straws. Make a mat. So what you would do? You will take one straw, you will apply glue to one side, stick another. Apply glue to one side, stick another. And you will make that square mat. Agreed? Agreed? Now I say that make such 10 bundles. ऐसे 10 bundles बना लो. एक मैट बनाया है आपने, ऐसे 10 मैट्स बना के उसके 10 बंडल्स बना लो. तो आप क्या करोगे? फर्स्ट स्ट्रॉ एंड 10 स्ट्रॉ को आप फोल्ड करके ज्वाइन करोगे to form that cylinder. Correct na? You will form that cylinder. Now I will tell you, place these cylinders in such a way that they form a box like thing. They should stand on their own. So what you would do now? You would first start tying those first and the last together to keep them oriented, right? तो आप उसके ऊपर ropes बांधोगे. बराबर है ना? और फिर जो रोप्स बांधे हुए सिलेंडर्स है ना, उनको आप ऐसे अरेंज करोगे दैट दे form a box like structure with a crisscross linkage as shown over here, right? So how are you going to do that? Again, either by tying up or by sticking up, or to be very precise, by both. You stick also, you tie also, so that it remains rigid. Correct na? Got this? So it's something like that way. Your straws are going to be your microfibrils, right? They're going to be joined together to form cylinders. And tied with ropes, which are going to be your pectin K ropes. Then you're cross-linking them in a crisscross manner. You're tying them again with the pectin, and you're also going to be sticking them together with the help of sellotape-like thing. That sellotape is going to be your glycan. So glycan is going to act like a sellotape, giving an added adherence and added support. Got it? Fine. Pectin is yes, you're right. Now what will happen, my dear? As and when the pectin will get degraded by the proteolytic enzymes, what will happen? ये जो इनका ओरिएंटेशन है ना धागे से बांधा हुआ, नहीं लग रहा है लूज हो जाएगा. अगर आपने पेक्टिन के धागे तोड़ दी तो क्या हो जाएगा बेटा? That assembly will become shaky, and that is the reason that they are going to get like that slimy or अब वो जो पटकने वाला बताया था मैंने आपको वैसे. Now you got this. Now any doubts still in your mind? Clear about this? All of you? Okay, good. So yeah, this is what is going to be your in general structure. Yes. Now look at this. Primary wall is thin, elastic, capable of growth and extension, composed largely of cellulose and pectic substances. It becomes lignified and thick after the growth stops, which we saw already. Secondary wall was particularly of sclerenchyma. It's going to be very thick and rigid, and it consists of S1, S2, and S3. Right? Yeah, beta, because then only you can understand now. Because imagine karna thoda easy ho jata hai if the examples are very close to you, right? Yes, my dear. So you understood say S1, S2, S3, and last sentence you are saying, see, the cellulose microfibrils of these layers are embedded in a matrix composed of hemicellulose, lignin, etc. So all these, whatever structure you have made, whatever gaps are going to be there, you just support it with the matrix. So the matrix will fill up all the gaps, which will be made up of hemicellulose and lignin. Okay? So this is how the secondary wall is going to be formed, and it is going to give mechanical support and rigidity. But you know, my dears, Primary wall will get lignified eventually, beta. It is not going to be lignified from the beginning. Okay, eventually that will be means it won't enter into the primary cell wall. Primary cell wall remain as primary cell wall only, but internally it will get lignified. Internally means internal layers of S1, S2, S3 will be formed now. So internal lignin deposition would take place. It's like that. Lignin cannot go into the primary wall. Never, never. ठीक है, समझ में आ गई बात? So I hope you all have understood with the cell wall of the plants, right? This box is again coming in between. Anyways, now this is something which is extra. This content is not given in your textbooks, so please pay attention. Sometimes secondary wall layers are not deposited in the adjacent cells, and such thin spots are called as simple pits. So sometimes what happens, these lignin depositions need not be uniform. So एक जगह पर lignin deposit हुआ, फिर बीच में थोड़ी gap रह गई, फिर इधर से दूसरा lignin deposition हो गया. So can you see a gap in between? So this gap in between the secondary wall and the primary wall would be called as simple pits. What it is going to be called as? Simple pits. So see, sometimes the secondary wall layers are not deposited in the adjacent cells, and such thin spots will be called as simple pits. This is a thinned out area now. Why? Because udhar lignin deposition nahi hua hai. Correct? Yeah, exactly. So type of a pore-like thing would be present in that zone. Now, because it is not going to have lignin, don't you think assembly थोड़ा टेंशन में आ गया है ना? तो ऐसे टाइम पे middle lamella will come for help. See, the middle lamella and the two primary walls in the pit region together constitute the pit membrane, which has a thickening called as torus. Now, understand this, okay? I had shown you that this is the middle lamella. I'll show you one more time over here. I'll try to draw, but in this PPT drawing बनाना मतलब है ना एक बहुत बड़ी कला है. ये देखो, अभी फॉर एग्जाम्पल ये मैंने बनाया मिडिल लैमेला, है ना? इधर है अपना प्राइमरी सेल जो ऊपर की तरफ बना है, राइट? ये है अपना सेकेंडरी सेल जो नीचे की तरफ बना है. Okay, now in this they are saying that lignin deposition may not be uniform. So मैंने एक छोटा सा गैप छोड़ दिया और एक गैप छोड़ दिया. I am leaving बीच में छोटा छोटा spaces. Can you see the spaces in between? These spaces will be called as what, beta? These spaces will be called as simple pits. Similarly, here also I am going to show the similar way. So here, then छोटे gaps है. They are not very large gaps as such. But these small gaps that can be seen will be called as what? Simple pits. Okay. Now they are saying, let me complete this, otherwise it will look very odd. Yes. Now they are saying that, the middle lamella, which is the central line which I have drawn, and the two primary walls. So this is the first primary wall of this cell. This is the second primary wall of this cell. So the middle lamella along with the two primary walls, correct, in the pit region. So in this region, can you see this region? Yes, in this region, together constitute the pit membrane, which has a thickening called as torus. Now, what is this thickening? Where is this thickening going to be? So the thickening will be of, I'll show that with different color. So the thickening will be something like this. Yeah. So here now, here, there will be a thickening. Can you see these type of thickenings? Blue colored ones which I'm drawing. So these type of thickenings will be present in this gap to give support. And this thickenings will be called as what, beta? These thickenings will be called as the torus. What we call them as? Torus. Okay. Now see, you understood? Middle lamella, primary cell wall of this neighbor, primary cell wall of this neighbor. उनके बीच में एक थिकनिंग बनाया हुआ है जो टॉरस है. क्यों थिकनिंग बनाया? बिकॉज देर इज नो lignin deposition in that zone. So there's going to be a thickening that is going to be called as your torus. Okay. Now see what is plasmodesmata. The next sentence says plasmodesmata are cytoplasmic bridges between the neighboring cells which show pores between primary cell wall and the middle lamella. Now see, just pay attention to this zone now. This is going to be your primary cell wall and the middle lamella, right? So sometimes what happens is there is going to be, connective. I'll show you with different pen. Yeah, different color in fact. So which color shall I use? So sometimes what happens is, there is going to be something like this way. Plasmodesmata are cytoplasmic bridges. Means what? It is going to bring the cytoplasm over here. Okay. So these are your cytoplasmic bridges between the neighboring cells which show pores between primary cell wall and the middle lamella. So see, imagine this red line is not there. So I'll make it, pura black ही बना देती हूँ इसको मैं. So who has got connected, my dear? Who has got connected? The cell will get connected with primary cell wall via the middle lamella to the next one. So don't you think these have got these areas in common? ये देखो. So now what can happen? Can you tell me? The contents of these cells can pass through these and enter over here, right? Or the substances from these can move in this. Okay. So this is going to be called as your plasmodesmata. I'll give you an example of plasmodesmata. Have you all ever traveled by long distance train? Long distance के trains होते हैं ना, उसमें से आप कभी travel किए हो बेटा? देखा है आपने वो long distance train? हाँ. अब एक कंपार्टमेंट में से दूसरे कंपार्टमेंट में जाने के लिए there is a common area where one plank from this compartment and one plank from this compartment connected. You have seen that? You have been there? वो जहाँ पे टॉयलेट्स होते हैं ना, वो वाला जोन एक्चुअली है ना. ये कंपार्टमेंट के टॉयलेट्स और वो कंपार्टमेंट के टॉयलेट्स के बीच का एरिया. Yeah, they overlap ना, they overlap. And my dear, that is the most scary part. Yes. That is the area where you feel you want to fall down. है ना? वो एकदम से ऐसा हिलने वाला होता है. It actually shakes a lot. Yeah, it's maximum shaking. I know. Right? So what is that? What is that? It is a connector. It is a bridge. It is formed by whom? Partially compartment 1, partially compartment 2 overlapping each other. And it's a common passage for passengers to move from one bogie to another bogie, as we say. Right? We call those compartments as what? We call them as bogies. Na? तो एक बोगी से दूसरे बोगी में जाने के लिए उस प्लाज्मोडेस्माटा नहीं, वो क्या जो भी है उस कनेक्टर से पास होना पड़ता है. Right? In the same way, primary cell wall, middle lamella, primary cell wall, इनको connect करने वाला एक bridge होता है बेटा, and that bridge will be called as plasmodesmata. So the cytoplasmic content of one cell can pass through that plasmodesmata and reach the second cell. Similarly, from the second cell. So don't you think transportation will be easy now because of this plasmodesmata? And they are very important. They are very important. So where is torus present? Where is this torus present, my dear? your parents will come and yell at me. अरे आप क्या क्या कुछ भी पढ़ाते हो हमारे बच्चों को, if you say that don't go through that plasmodesmata. But it's very easy to understand ना. एकदम clear हो गया कि नहीं? Yeah, the black one which I've drawn is the plasmodesmata. Yes, my dear, you're right, beta. Yes, है ना? So the one which is connecting. So I have shown the arrows also accordingly. From this cell, something can come inside, and from this cell, something can go here. Example समझ में आया ना? Yeah, they are sharing content. Yes, my dear Dia, you're right. Huh. I'll repeat that. I know. Many a times, these things do get confused. So now you understood perfectly what is plasmodesmata. So what is plasmodesmata? Primary cell wall of one cell, primary cell wall of another cell will have will have hollow openings or pores which will get connected via the middle lamella. Via means through the middle lamella. That is your plasmodesmata. And what are going to be your torus? Torus is going to be a thickening which is going to be constituting the pit membrane. So where is the pit membrane? The gap between primary cell wall and the secondary cell wall. Okay, okay, right? So see, the middle lamella and the two primary walls together is going to be the pit region, and the passage through which the primary cell wall of one cell will get connected with the primary cell wall of another cell, that is going to be your plasmodesmata. Okay. Ah, yeah. Torus is between secondary. No, primary, two primary. Did I say secondary? No, secondary is not involved, Meta. It's two primaries only. It's two primary to give them support. Okay. Huh. So here now again, one more time I'm going through this. Now diagram is there in front of you. So I can use my pointer to make the things more easier. I'll see. The middle lamella and the two primary walls in the pit region together constitute pit membrane. Okay. So here this is the primary wall. This is the middle lamella. This is a primary wall. 1, 2, 3. एक sandwich के जैसे. Just like your triple sandwich. One bread, another bread, and you can say what? Potato inside it. Potato sandwich. Okay. So two breads के बीच में है middle lamella. Right? Two braids के बीच में है middle lamella. So that three things together will be called as one sandwich. Similarly, primary with middle will constitute what? Pit membrane. Okay. And these pit membranes are going to have what? Thickenings. Why thickenings will be there? Because that particular area is becoming shaky. It is going to be not having lignin deposition because of the pit formation. So to support that they don't collapse, to support that, there is going to be a thickening present in between. Okay, got it? So this thickening, that blue color thing that I've drawn, na, see. So these are your pits. Can you see? These are the pits. Pits kahan hote hain? Where are the pits going to be formed? Pits will be formed in the secondary wall. Pits will be formed in the secondary wall. Okay. Now the secondary wall के pits के वजह से क्या हो रहा है? The primary wall के ऊपर pressure आ रहा है of the cytoplasm because pores create हुए हैं. So the primary wall needs some support, right? So the primary wall will get support with the help of torus. Torus will be something like what can I say? See, for example, nowadays the doors have got latches, but earlier now we had those वो type वाला lock. अभी भी रहता होगा आई डोंट नो. ओके, तो वो जो ऐसा वाला कड़ी वाला लॉक होता है ना, हाँ, बोल्ट एंड कड़ी वाला, तो वैसे है वो आपका टॉरस. It's only in that place. Okay, so see, look at it. Yeah, this is the outer one. Outer box is going to be your primary cell wall. Inner box is going to be your secondary cell wall. Some areas in the secondary cell wall is not going to have lignin deposition. Therefore, these unlignified, thinned out areas will be called as pits. Okay. Now they are saying the middle lamella, the primary cell wall of upper ka, the primary cell wall of niche ka is going to be called as your pit membrane. And the pit membrane is going to give this blue color ka support to the areas where pits have formed so that it does not collapse. Along with that, it is also going to have pores present between primary, middle and primary for the easy passage of or the transport of substances which needs to be transported from one cell to another. So plasmodesmata help in transport. They are very important for the transportation of nutrients, for the transportation of minerals, for the transportation of food, everything. Okay. You want me to show the pit membrane? See, this is the secondary cell wall. This is the secondary cell wall. The gap in between these two is going to be called as the pit membrane. Is going to be called as the pit. And this primary cell wall plus the middle lamella plus the primary cell wall is going to be your pit membrane. Okay. Plasmodesmata is also going to be from the primary cell wall to another primary cell wall through the plasmodesmata, through the middle lamella. ठीक है, समझा? अभी clear? Okay. Yes. Yes. Primary is outer बेटा. Primary हमेशा बाहर रहता है. Apposition से secondary अंदर की तरफ बनेगा. Primary is always outside. Right? I'll label it for you all if you want, or I'll share it on a whiteboard. Don't get confused. I'll make it on a whiteboard for you all. Wait. See. Someone has said this, just like donuts. Meduda, donuts, exactly. Yeah? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'll make it for you all, so it will be very easy for you all to understand. See, now, no, I can't make it. Okay, I'll make it. So suppose this is going to be one cell. Okay? इसके adjacent में ही मैं बना रही हूँ दूसरी cell. Correct? इनके बीच में मैं बना रही हूँ क्या बेटा? इनके बीच में मैं बना रही हूँ middle lamella. So I'm making a middle lamella like this. Can you see this middle lamella now? Right? Now this blue, that is this blue layer plus this blue layer and this two red layers together make up your pit membrane. Okay? Got it? Clear? Okay. Now I'll make the secondary one for you. Secondary wall बनाने के लिए मैं कौन सा कलर ले लूँ? ये कलर लेती हूँ और I'll use this so that I don't make it entire. You will come to know. So see, this is my apposition that I'm making. So I'm keeping some gap in between. I'll show this. Okay. Now just pay attention to this. In this zone, especially the one which is touching each other. Any type it could be. ऐसा कुछ नहीं कितना लंबा होना है, कितना छोटा होना है, ऐसा कुछ है नहीं. I'm leaving gaps deliberately in between, okay? Yeah, so now you can see this. I've made gaps in between. Similar gaps will be made over here also, no doubt. So these gaps which I've made in the secondary wall, this is a secondary wall, agreed? The green one is the secondary wall which I've made thick. That is going to be the secondary wall. So in this way, there's going to be here also, there's going to be here also, everywhere. Look at it. Similarly, here also there are going to be the gaps that would be present. Sure. Okay, now you got it. Now I will label it. I label it. Primary cell wall. उसके नीचे मैं बना रही हूँ secondary cell wall, right? फिर मैं बना रही हूँ pits. I'll put the arrows, don't worry. Then I'll make what? Middle lamella. Okay. Yeah. Now just see the arrows. Yes. So this is going to be my primary. This is going to be my secondary. These opened out areas are going to be my pits, and this red one is going to be the middle lamella. इधर तक कहानी समझ में आ गई आपको? Yes, no doubts with this. Good. Now there is going to be an additional material that will be added on. That will be added on. say, suppose over here, in this zone, there is going to be an additional material added. Can you see these orange things? दिखाई दे रहे बेटा ऑरेंज वाली चीजें? ये जो ऑरेंज वाले में डाल रही हूँ ना गोले, that is going to be your torus. The thickenings that will support. So where are the torus going to be formed? Torus is formed from the primary towards the middle lamella. From the primary towards the middle lamella. Okay? Got it? समझा? इनके बीच में है ये. ब्लू रेड के बीच में. हाँ, थोड़ा बहुत ग्रीन के तरफ भी जाएगा. But because it's, you know, like the diagram is, now you can see this. ये देखो, इसको मैंने ग्रीन के तरफ टच नहीं कराया है. Can you see this? Yes. So this is going to be the middle lamella and the primary walls connected together with these orange dots. That is your torus. Okay. Now I will show you something which is going to be your plasmodesmata. No, that will not be, you know, like it won't give us the effect of. So can you see this? Can you see this? What is this? This is the plasmodesmata. Where it is going to be present? Again, primary cell wall of one, middle lamella, and the primary cell wall of second. Here also I can draw it like this way. Got it? Now you got it? So what are these orange things? These orange things are going to be nothing but these orange ones are going to be torus. And these black ones are going to be, what are the black ones? Very good. Yes. No. They may touch. They may touch. They may not touch. There is no rule. Yes, exactly. Very good. Yes, that is what. Yes, correct. So this is going to be your torus, right? And this is going to be your plasmodesmata. Now clear? Now this image is clear? Now no confusion? No doubts? Yes. And you understood what is a pit membrane? So pit membrane will be what I'll tell you. I'll tell about pit membrane also. So pit membrane is equal to what? Pit membrane is equal to what? Primary of 1 plus middle layer plus primary of other. Correct? Got it? So primary of one cell plus middle layer plus the primary of other is equal to your pit membrane. Is it okay? Torus can touch. Yeah, it can touch. It can touch. Of course. Of course. Of course. Now it's clear. Now no confusion. Sure? हाँ. तो प्लाज्मोडेस्माटा क्या होता है वो समझ में आ गया बेटा बिल्कुल अच्छी तरह से. Torus एक मतलब, you know, it's going to be sometimes asked, but plasmodesmata is a frequent question. Frequently they have asked you about plasmodesmata. So be very careful with that word plasmodesmata. है ना? Okay now? Yes, my dear. So now we can go ahead, I guess. Yes, I'll share the screen for our PPT. Okay, well, so now we go to the intercellular spaces. Now what are these intercellular spaces again? Not given in your books, my dears, not given in your books, but always asked. See, as compared to young cells, some intercellular spaces are going to be found in the older cells. Intercellular spaces could be of three types: lysogenous cavity, schizogenous cavity, and schizolysogenous cavity. Now, what do you mean by this lysogenous cavity? The cavity formed by destruction of these cells is going to be called as lysogenous cavity. Okay. अगर आपने उस सेल्स को डिस्ट्रक्ट हो गए बोलो, वो जो सेल्स है, ग्रुप ऑफ सेल्स है, इफ दे गेट डिस्ट्रक्टेड and a cavity is going to be formed, such cavity will be called as lysogenous cavity, which is seen in oil cavities of citrus. See, the citrus have got oil, citric oil, so that peculiar smell of lemon, orange, it is because of this lemon oils, okay? So this oil will be formed in these cavities, which are going to be formed as a result of destruction of cells. The cells get destroyed, and in that place where once upon a time the cells were present, now they start storing the oil. Okay, fine. That is your lysogenous cavity. Schizogenous cavity is because of separation of the cells. So once upon a time, these cells were very compactly arranged, and now these cells have separated from each other due to different reasons. So whenever there is going to be space created due to separation but not destruction, that space will be called as schizogenous cavity. Okay, schizogenous cavity is seen in resin canals in pine trees. So pine में से एक white color का exudate निकल आता है, ऐसा sticky rubbery color, milky color का एक ऐसा sticky substance निकल आता है, that is called as resin. And these resins are formed in these cavities of schizogeny, wherein the cells are not destroyed, they are just separated from each other. Okay? Yeah. Yes. Not necessarily lysosomes, it could be any activity. Okay? And schizolysogenous cavity would be both destruction also and separation also. है ना? So by destroying and separating the cells, these type of cavities would be formed. This type of cavity is seen in maize. The cavity in maize protoxylem. So in maize plants, in maize is your corn, American corn, भुट्टा, हाँ, तो जो corn के trees होते हैं ना बेटा, उनके stem में ये ऐसे schizolysogenous cavities दिखते हैं. In the protoxylem is the early or the young xylem which is going to be formed for transport of water. Okay. What happens after the cavity is formed? It will be used for storage. Okay. So storage of oils, storage of resins, या फिर transport of certain, storage of certain nutrients like that. Is it fine? Intercellular spaces समझ में आ गए? Yes. Well, so this is all about your cell wall and its composition. So anyone who has not followed anything, please let me know, beta. Cells get separated due to internal hydrostatic pressure. So there is a pressure that is going to be exerted on the cells which causes their separation. What you want me to explain? These three, simple. Lysogenous cavity by destruction of cell, schizogenous cavity by separation of cell, and schizolysogenous cavity by both the activities. They destroy the cells also, and they separate the cells also to form big cavities. And these cavities will be used for storage. Okay, got it? The cells are separated due to the pressure, internal pressure, hydrostatic pressure, which is going to be built up inside the cells that causes this separation. Is it okay? कोई किसी को भी कोई भी difficulty है क्या बेटा? Anyone having any difficulty? Anywhere till now what we have done? Good. So if you all have understood this, I can go ahead with the cell membrane, which is going to be common to plants also, animals also, unicellular also, and multicellular also. Right? So let us talk about them. So that's going to be what? Yeah. Citrus is your citrus fruits. Lemon hai, orange hai, lime, sweet lime hai, all the citrus fruits. Okay, these all are your citrus fruits. Well, cell membrane or plasma membrane, it is the, like a universal membrane that is present in all of us. Correct? Its presence was first discovered by Nageli and Kramer, who gave the term plasma membrane. So who coined the term plasma membrane is a common question that they ask you. So it's going to be your Nageli and Kramer. हाँ, what is the pronunciation of it's shizo. Shizo कहते हैं उसको. Okay. Okay. So it was experimentally confirmed by E. Overton, suggesting that the plasma membrane is made up of lipid. Overton was a scientist who said that this plasma membrane is nothing but it is made up of lipid. Then it was Clove who gave the term plasma lemma. Why am I telling you all these synonyms? Because in your exams, na, sometimes questions come in the way of, plasma membrane. Sometimes they ask you plasma lemma. So, बहुत बड़ा confusion हो जाता है भाई mind में. तो ये सारे synonyms ही है. Now, the plasma membrane that we had studied in bacteria was also your plasma lemma, and it had foldings called as mesosomes. Do you remember? Mesosomes were the infoldings. यहाँ पर in normal cells, we don't have these mesosomes. Okay? Well, so J.O. Plov called it as plasma lemma. Plasma membrane is thin, selectively permeable, and living membrane. So we have already discussed about these four words: freely permeable, impermeable, semi-permeable, and selectively permeable. So how is your plasma membrane? It is selectively permeable. It will select इसको अंदर आने देना है साइटोप्लाज्म में या नहीं आने देना है. Okay, got it? It will depend. It will depend on that particular molecule which wants to enter. Is it good? Is it bad? ठीक है? Okay. Layer. Beta, that means layer. Okay. Yeah. So that is how this is going to be selective. It is flexible and a porous membrane. It's literally flexible. It moves. The plasma membrane is actually going to be, like वो एक bridge है देखो. आपने देखा है वो bridge जो हिलता रहता है. What is the name of that bridge? Come on. Yeah, cell wall is dead, plasma membrane is living. What is that bridge? Come on. Do you know? The bridge which keeps on shaking when you walk on it. Come on. Yes, you are right. Sidika, you are right, beta. Exactly. It's the shaking bridge, but it has got a name. No. I'm not talking about the plants ka thing. I'm talking about in general. Not the plasmadesmata. Plasmadesmata is only between the two compartments. This is a long bridge. Yes, Tokyo. Yes. पंटूम ब्रिज या टाकोमा ब्रिज सुने इसके बारे में आपने. चाइना में भी है ये. चाइना नहीं, टोक्यो में. So it actually moves, it shakes. You feel as you're going to fall down. It's in Tokyo. Yes. Right? That type. तो जो हमारी प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन है ना, ये ऐसी पूरी वेवी एंड शेकी होती है. It keeps on shaking. Okay, it's highly flexible. Fine? Yes. So it is flexible and it is going to be porous. Yes, of course. Even this is going to have the safety valves, no doubt. Plasma lemma of animal cells is elastic to the presence of lipids. Due to lipids, it has got this shaky wala flexibility, as we say, because of lipids. If you ride bicycles, then I'm sure you know that the chain needs oiling, right or wrong? Your bicycle chain needs oiling now very frequently. Why do you need that oiling? What does it impart? Yes, the smoothness, the lubrication, prevent friction. Very good, Bhumi. Yes, my dear. Yes, Dhruv, it ensures smoothness. For that smoothness, for that sliding and gliding movement, for that smoothness, you require what? Oil, lipids. So here also, it is, like moving because of the presence of more of lipids. So Overton is saying that our plasma membrane is so shaky and wavy and flexible. That means it's only made up of lipids, is what Overton is saying. Okay. Now see, it is thin, quasi-fluid structure present between the present both extracellularly and intracellularly. Now, my dear, extracellularly, of course, it's going to be the wall of the hall, and intracellularly will be the walls to demark your bedroom, the wall to demark your kitchen, the wall to demark your living room. तो ये जो internals हमारे wall होते हैं ना, वो भी तो walls ही है ना भाई, वो भी मिट्टी और ब्रिक से ही बने हुए हैं, सीमेंट से ही बने हुए हैं. बाहर के जो अपने घर के walls है वो भी तो उसी मटेरियल से बने हुए हैं. So in the same way, our plasma membrane is going to be present as a boundary line of our cell also, and it is going to be having internal compartments also, right? So these internal compartments are going to be what? Your cell organelles. So those which are surrounding the cell organelles is also going to be your plasma membrane, and the one which is surrounding your protoplasm is also going to be the plasma membrane. Got this? Understood this? So they are saying that plasma membrane is present both externally also and internally also, right? Now there is a word called as quasi-fluid, right? Now what is this quasi-fluid? In our simple language, quasi-fluid का मतलब होता है slippery. Slippery. Slippery पता है? कभी slip हुए हो? हाँ, banana skin. Slippery. है या नहीं? हाँ, तो जब वो slip होते हो ना, हाँ, थोड़ा solid, थोड़ा fluid, exactly. So what happens is, like you go with a full speed when you slip off from the banana skin. Quasi-fluid. Okay, so quasi-fluid का actual मतलब होता है that easily foldable. So it can actually, like go up and down and become normal. Like, that you all play with it. What is that? Slime. Slime से खेलते हो तुम लोग? Yeah, it's so गंदा. लेकिन वो पता है ना, वो ऐसे आप फेंकते हो, then it again comes back to its normal position or something like that way. That is quasi-fluid. For your, क्या बोलते हैं, तुम्हारे लिए वो slime वाइम, हाँ, it changes, it comes back to normal. So your age students would be better understanding what is that slime and all. Yeah, it's very sticky, jelly. Yeah, exactly. So that is your quasi-fluid, huh? Got it? Now you understood what is quasi-fluid? Well, extracellularly, it is present around the protoplast. That is, the cytoplasm and the cell organelles together will be called as protoplast, right? And intracellularly, it is present around most of the cell organelles in eukaryotic cells, except two, centrioles and ribosomes. They do not have a cell membrane over it. Correct? Yeah. It separates the cell organelles from the cytosol. Cytosol means cytoplasm. ठीक है, तो जैसे मैंने बोला था हॉल विद अ वॉल, तो जब हॉल्स के बीच में हम वॉल्स बांधेंगे तो उसी एरिया को हम अभी डिवाइड कर रहे हैं इनटू बेडरूम, किचन एंड लिविंग रूम, समथिंग लाइक दैट. So you're separating the cytoplasm with the cell organelle because of the presence of this plasma membrane. So you understood this cell membrane or plasma membrane, whatever we have done till now. Anyone having any confusion in their minds, beta? We'll go ahead. Any doubt with any of the points mentioned over here? No, na? Good, beta. Good. So we can go ahead with something called as the fluid mosaic model. There are many models which have been put forward, but see, again, this box has come and just, I don't like to, teach when the box is popping up. Okay. So here when we see fluid mosaic model, there were 3-4 models which were proposed by different scientists, but the most accepted one is the fluid mosaic model. So we have to only focus on this fluid mosaic model. Okay, what do you mean by fluid? Liquid. Mosaic means any haphazard design. The design is not, like a geometric type of a design. Any haphazard design will be called as your mosaic. Okay, now let us see this. So here, an improved model of the structure of cell membrane was proposed by Singer and Nicholson, widely accepted as fluid mosaic model. My dears, ये sentence है ना, ये sentence in the last 20 years has been asked 17 times. 17 times. Either as fluid mosaic model is proposed by whom? या फिर Singer and Nicholson has proposed which model? या फिर the plasma membrane can be best explained by the model proposed by? या फिर To explain plasma membrane, the best used model is dash. So, there are so many questions which have been, twisted and turned and asked, but the sentence remains the same. Okay. So do not forget who proposed fluid mosaic model. Singer and Nicholson. Singer and Nicholson proposed which model? Fluid mosaic model. Okay. Okay. Yeah. According to this, the quasi-fluid nature of lipid, the slippery nature of the lipid, enables lateral movement of proteins within the overall bilayer. So according to Singer and Nicholson, the plasma membrane is not only made up of lipids, it is going to have proteins also in it, and it is going to have phosphate also in it. So I'll show you the diagram and I'll explain. It will become easy, but still. Okay. So what is that quasi-fluid nature of the fluid mosaic model? The proteins are able to slide inside the layer of the lipid, is what is going to be called as your quasi-fluid nature. And this particular capacity, see, this ability or this capacity to move within this membrane is measured as its fluidity. More would be the lipid, more easily will be the movement of the protein, right? So that is what is very like measurement liya jata hai with the ability for the movement of the proteins. So just like in the water, how the icebergs are going to move. Have you all seen that in a stream of water? How the icebergs are going to move? Something like that way. In a pool of lipids, the proteins are going to move. It appears like that way. Okay. So some scientists have given the iceberg model also. They say that just like icebergs, how they move in the water, similarly the proteins move in this lipid bilayer. Okay. Second point, because of its slippery nature, the proteins can move across it. It's like that. The second point is. Okay. See, the fluid nature of the membrane is also important from the point of view of functions like cell growth. It has to extend, right? Formation of intercellular junctions, secretion, endocytosis, cell division, all these require high flexibility. Okay, now these flexibility is because of the presence of what? Lipids. So more amount of lipids, more flexible would be the cell. More flexible would be the cell, better it would get adapted to perform all these functions. Okay? Okay? Yeah. One of the most important function of plasma membrane is the transport of molecules across it. So this is the plasma membrane of our cell, and the main function is transport of molecules, which is why we said it is selectively permeable. Fine. The membrane is selectively permeable to some molecules present on either side of it. Lecithin makes continuity between the water and the lipid phases inside and outside the cell. Lecithin acts as a surfactant, which is going to almost, make the lipid and the water, come in contact with each other and, help in the movements. Okay, it's lecithin. But how is this going to be possible? No, lecithin isn't an enzyme, beta. Lecithin is going to be a biomolecule. It's a biomolecule. It's not an enzyme. Yeah. Look at this fluid mosaic model. Can you see this? Can you see this? Yeah, I'll tell you what is endocytosis. Can you see this circle गोले गोले red color के? ये जो red color के गोले हैं ना बेटा, ये phosphate के हैं. So what do we call them as? We call them as phosphate head. Okay. And here you can see this yellow color ke tails. Yes, these yellow tails are made up of lipid. So you're basically one layer will be made up of what? Phosphate, two lipids. Phosphate, two lipids. Phosphate, two lipids. Can you see entirely? Right? जैसे ऊपर है ना बेटा वैसे नीचे है. Phosphates, two lipids. Phosphate, two lipids. So what is happening? The lipids and the lipids are coming in contact with each other. Can you see over here? The lipids and the lipids. So the lipid tails come together. Okay, therefore it is called as a bilayer. There are two layers of phospholipids. You can see over here the word phospholipid. So this is phospholipid molecule. ये देखो, one phosphate and two lipid के tails. So this is a phospholipid molecule, and this way this entire layer is going to be called as phospholipid bilayer. Is it okay? Have you all understood up till here? Now, here you can see there is something called as, so there will be more lipid as compared to the phosphate. Yes, my dear. Yes, my dear. You're right, Sneha. Can you see this globular protein नाम दिखाई दे रहा है बेटा आपको? Globular protein, है ना? Now these globular proteins will move across like this way in this lipid bilayer. ये इधर से इधर ऐसे घूमते जाएंगे, जिसको हम fluidity के हिसाब से measure करते हैं. Okay, so the ability of the proteins to move across the lipid bilayer is measured in the terms of its fluidity, is what we saw just now. So these globular proteins are going to move in this direction. Why they have to move? Time pass. टाइम पास के लिए घूमते रहते हैं ना, इनको मिल रहा है मस्त घूमने के लिए, इसलिए घूमो. No, they have got a role, beta. They are going to play a very important role in transport. So they are going to transport many important components which needs to be brought from inside to outside or from outside to inside. Okay? Yes. So this is going to be your globular proteins. Likewise, you can see the glycoproteins over here. So glycoproteins means the proteins will be having sugar key chains on it. So these are your sugar chains. Look over here. Here also you can see a carbohydrate. These are your carbohydrate or sugar chains. Okay. This is your hydrophilic head. Hydro means water. Philic means loving. So the heads are not having any problem with the water to enter inside. But the problem is, if the water enters via this, it is going to come in contact with whom? The lipid. Will the lipid allow the water to go beyond this area? Oil के ऊपर पानी डालो, क्या वो नीचे आ जाएगा? Is it possible? Will it allow? Exactly, my dears. So these lipids are hydrophobic and the phosphate is hydrophilic. So when water will be poured, phosphate may has no issues with the water coming in or water molecule coming in. But the problem is with the lipids. Lipids won't allow them to enter inside. Lipid बोलेगा नहीं भाई. देखो, for example, अगर glucose molecule है, तो glucose is water soluble. अब every cell needs glucose for energy, but glucose wants to enter inside in the form of glucose solution. Lipid bilayer बैठा है बीच में, shall get out, not allowed to enter inside. But the cell wants it now. He's saying no, water molecule, anything that is going to come with water, I am not going to allow you to enter. Then there has to be someone else. कहीं और से उसको अंदर एंट्री मारनी पड़ेगी. तो कहाँ से एंट्री मारेगा वो ग्लूकोज मॉलिक्यूल? वो ग्लूकोज मॉलिक्यूल जहाँ से एंट्री मारता है ना बेटा, वो है अपने प्रोटीन. सो दे कुड बी योर ग्लोबुलर प्रोटीन्स, दे कुड बी योर ग्लाइकोप्रोटीन्स, दे कुड बी योर इंटेग्रल प्रोटीन्स, they could be your surface proteins, they could be your tunnel proteins or channel proteins. जहाँ जहाँ proteins है वहाँ वहाँ से ये हाइड्रोफिलिक सब्सटेंसेस अंदर बाहर करने को स्टार्ट करते हैं. क्यों? क्यों? क्योंकि उनको लिपिड अंदर आने नहीं देता है. तो ये देखो बेटा, कैन यू सी दिस चैनल प्रोटीन और टनल प्रोटीन एज वी से. लुक एट दिस प्रोटीन चैनल. So this is the channel where, can you see any lipid molecule anywhere? दिख रहा है आपको लिपिड कहीं पर? बिल्कुल नहीं. तो यहाँ से वो सेफली अंदर बाहर कर सकता है. कौन कौन अंदर बाहर कर सकता है? एनी लिक्विड पोर्शन which has got water molecule in it. Correct? Got it? Yeah. There is going to be some cholesterol molecules also. This cholesterol molecule is very important. You know, we have got two types of cholesterol, bad and good. So this is the good cholesterol, which is going to be a part of our cell membrane. Okay. Yeah, you can see this is a glycolipid. So this is going to be glucose plus sugar plus lipid. Peripheral proteins, integral proteins, surface proteins, है ना? This is the helical protein. ये ऐसे हेलिकल प्रोटीन ट्यूब के जैसे निकल आते हैं बाहर, जिसको ट्रैवल कराना है उसको ट्रैवल कराते हैं अंदर. They can diffuse, beta. Oxygen can diffuse. It's a gas, na? So it's going to diffuse. There is no problem with oxygen diffusion. Glucose will be in solution, which will pass only through the protein. Okay, got it? Good cholesterol is important for capturing your vitamin D. Without cholesterol, vitamin D cannot be taken. No use. Okay. Yeah. So this is your hydrophilic heads and hydrophobic tails. So this model was proposed by whom? This model was proposed by Singer and Nicholson, which is called as the fluid mosaic model. Did you all understand this perfectly? Anyone having any difficulty in this, my dears? Anyone who did not follow anything? Clear है ये? पक्का? Okay. So these particular things in details, we'll be doing it in the next class whenever we meet. By that time, I'll tell you, but I'll tell you everything. Okay. Someone was asking me about endocytosis. Endo means inside. Cytosis means under lena. Okay. So just like phagocytosis, something which enters inside will be endocytosis. Something which will be thrown out will be exocytosis. Okay. So just like amoeba captures food and makes it come inside its body, that is endocytosis. And any toxins or excretory material which it wants to throw out will be exocytosis. Fluid mosaic model, yes, my dear, but no need of making it right now because it's going to be a 11th standard portion. And 11th standard में आपके कॉलेज में पूछेंगे तो बोर्ड्स में ये डायग्राम नहीं आने वाला है, बट कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम के लिए डायग्राम बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस आने वाले हैं. Okay. Okay. So no need of taking too much of tension of making a practice of drawing this as of now. Is it okay? You want me to go to the previous slide? Yes. See, this is the previous slide. Well, understood today's class? Any difficulty, you're free to ask me anytime, beta. You have got my number? मेरा number है आपके पास? No? Okay, I'll give you my number. Wait, I'll put the number in the chat box so that you all will get my number now. If there are any doubts, you can ask me, of course. Yes, it's my WhatsApp number, beta. So you can anytime ask me your doubts or you can clarify whatever you want to. Even if, like I don't answer you immediately, maybe I'm busy with something or the other, but I'll definitely answer your questions. Okay, it's 9820968260. Feel free to talk to me anytime. Okay. I don't know where's my phone. I'll see. Of course you can ask, my dear. Of course you can ask. Sure. Okay. Your NCERT textbook. For that is also going to be based on your NCERT textbooks, and you have got previous year's question papers. You get it ready made. Okay. Yeah, it is. Yeah. You can get it ready made. Fine. NCERT is sufficient. Yeah, we are going to do that in the chapter called as transport in plants. The detail of each protein, how does it work, how does it function, we are going to do it in the chapter of transport in plants in detail. Okay. It will be very helpful, my dear, because KVPY, sky is the limit. They ask you anything and everything from anywhere and everywhere. So if you attend these lectures, you will be sure shot cracking your KVPY. Because these only things are going to be asked over there. Extra points and extra contents. Okay? Yes. NCERT reading. Start reading your NCERT. Start preparing your first chapter, that is the living world. Anytime you may be declared with the tests for the living world. Okay? That won't happen. At present, Shreya, what is happening now? We are still in the event of fixing the timings and everything. The timings are still not fixed. So eventually it will be fixed. Okay, don't worry. They are there in your modules. If you have collected your modules, it would be there in your modules. Yes, you're right. Okay. Yes, beta. Chal. Bye bye. See you all. Take care. And see you next week. Have a nice weekend. Enjoy. And the coordinators will tell you. The coordinators will tell you. The modules, the coordinators will let you know when to collect it, from where to collect it. Okay. Yeah, beta. Bye. Bye.